Hi and welcome back to the Japan vlogs. This is the final installment and it's week 2 where we are leaving Tokyo behind. We are leaving that behind now. That's in part 1. If you didn't watch that, make sure to go check that out. You don't have to watch these in chronological order, but definitely check out the previous vlog because it had Mount Fuji and Tokyo Tower and Tokyo in it, so definitely check that out. But in this video we're going to be in Kyoto. We're going to see things such as the Arashiyama Shrine. We're going to go to Nara and feed the deer. We're going to go to Arashiyama and see the bamboo forest and feed the monkeys. It was amazing this week. There's so many good moments in this video, so I can't wait to show you. It's going to be so much fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you're excited. Tell me your thoughts on these places as well, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. But other than that, we'll get straight into the video. Please take me back. Bye. So this day was just spent as a travel day to Kyoto. We had bento boxes on the bullet train, and this is how fast the bullet trains go. Like, this is not sped up. Looking out the window made me kind of feel a bit sick, so I had to keep looking away and get my bearings again. But yeah, they go really fast. But yeah, we got to Kyoto and it had so much more of a chill vibe than Tokyo. It was very nice. I think I kind of prefer it to Tokyo. Very chill. And here's a cute little kitten. And for the 6th day of adventure, we headed out of Kyoto and to Hiroshima, because obviously that's a must-see if you ever go to Japan. We went straight to the Hiroshima Castle, which is actually a remake because the original was destroyed during the atomic bomb, but they did remake it. You're not allowed to take pictures or videos inside, so I couldn't show you any of that because I didn't have any footage. There were some trees that survived the atomic bomb, which I thought was really interesting, so I included that here. They're called like the atom trees. Then we headed over to the Atom Dome itself and saw that. Then we went to the Peace Memorial Museum, which I chose not to film in too much because it was very raw and emotional and very graphic, and yeah, I just didn't think it was appropriate to film inside that. But I did have a little bit from the start, which I'll show you. But yeah, that was the day in Hiroshima. So on day 7 we did a little tour of Kyoto and saw the Nijo Castle, which you couldn't take videos inside, but it was basically it saw the start and the end of the Shogun rule. Couldn't take many pictures, so here's the outside of it. Then next we moved on to the Golden Pavilion, which is actually a replica because the original was burned down by a so-called crazy monk. Maybe he was trying to uncover something, we'll never know. The victors write history. But yeah, the Golden Pavilion, this is a replica because the original was burned down, and it was so pretty. Then we visited the Kyoto Imperial Palace, which you can see here. You could film in this area, thankfully. So here's all the outside clips from that. I actually found a lot of the greenery area so beautiful, but I especially loved the rooftop designs. There was a lot of gold work on the roofs, a lot of nice patterns, and the tiles were all different like shapes. There was like round ones with designs on. Like, it was really pretty. I really enjoyed that. Then the tour continued to take us over to Nara, which is famous for its population of deer who actually bow at you, which you'll see sooner on, but they're so friendly. You can buy biscuits to feed them, you can pet them. They are very, very adorable, so there'll be lots of clips of those here. But firstly, before we fed the deer, we went over to Todaiji Temple, which holds the biggest Buddhas you'll ever see. Like, they were huge and so amazing. Like, in this building here, the Todaiji Temple, definitely recommend checking this out. It's very it's just mind-blowing how big the Buddhas are inside. You'll see in a moment, but yeah. Here we went to go buy some biscuits from a local little vendor, and you're about to see some madness. Another one. Then on our 8th day of adventure, we went to Arashiyama bamboo forest to begin with, right early in the morning to avoid the crowds, which was definitely the best choice because as soon as we left the bamboo forest, the town was packed. So we're very glad we managed to get there before the crowds. But yeah, here's the bamboo forest. And then before we'd even had breakfast, we climbed this really steep mountain up these steep stairs and steep slopes with no handrails on the side, all the way to the top to see this magnificent view of Kyoto. And yeah, the main reason we climbed this mountain before breakfast was to feed the monkeys. The monkeys were so adorable. I highly recommend coming to feed them. You have to go in this caged hut to feed them through the grates so that they don't get angry outside. And they stick their hands through, and as you feed them, their hands brush your fingers, and it's so adorable. And the little babies kept getting pushed out of the way, so you had to make sure you got the food to them as well as the bigger ones. Oh, it was so cute. I highly recommend visiting the Monkey Mountain in Arashiyama. Then when we got back to Kyoto, we had a look around the markets and we found this Chiba cafe, which wasn't really a cafe, it was more of a pen. You just kind of sat in and watched the dogs. Yeah, it was cute seeing them and stroking them, but we didn't stay very long. But after this, we went to a cat cafe, which was so much nicer. It had many cute kitty cats, which you'll see in a moment. But yeah, I also went to the bookstore in this time, but you'll have to wait for the next video for that. Then on day 9 we went to Fushimi Inari Shrine, which is all the torii gates going up the mountain, and it's really hard to get photos without the crowd, so you kind of just have to wait around for the rare moments that no one stood in there and you can get your pictures and video clips while they're not there. I failed in a lot of these clips, but I did manage to get a few clips where they're empty, but I definitely got photos of it empty, so definitely check out my Instagram to see those. But yeah, it was really cool. It was a very hot day this day, so we didn't stay out for long, but yeah, we went to Fushimi Inari Shrine, and then we went over to Gion, which is where the pagoda is, which is often photographed with geisha in front of it. There was nothing really open there. I think it's more of a nighttime place, so we were only briefly there, and then we just went back to the hotel and sat in the aircon because it was so hot. But yeah, this is our last day in Kyoto, so enjoy the clips. Then we left Kyoto for Osaka, and day 10 we spent in Osaka just exploring. Mostly I went to bookshops, but we also visited the Running Man and the markets. Here's one of the bookstores, and yeah, it was a really cool city. that was the video. I really hope you enjoyed that video. These videos I have procrastinated so much, but I'm glad they're finally up now and you can watch and enjoy them. Hopefully you enjoyed them. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, it was just such a magical trip, and I keep saying this, but I want to go back, and I keep using the adjective magical just because it was just so mind-bogglingly amazing. Like, I've been to places like Rome, I've been to New York, I've been to Pompeii, but Japan just as a whole, like, those were cities I mentioned, but Japan was just altogether amazing. And it's hard to kind of separate it into places, because if you go, oh, Mount Fuji specifically, or Tokyo specifically, or Kyoto specifically, they're all just on this same level of amazingness. Like, if you pitted my experience, this is all subjective, by the way, this is all my opinion, but if you put my time in Rome next to my time in Kyoto, I'd pick Kyoto. If you put my time in Pompeii next to Hiroshima, I'd pick Hiroshima. Like, I just loved the trip so much. Japan was just such a safe feeling country, specifically. Like, for Rome, for example, you have to constantly watch out for pickpockets and scams where you stand on a poster and they make you pay for it, the bracelet things where they shove them on you and they're like, pay me. You're constantly on the lookout, just making sure of your surroundings, that you're not getting yourself into any scams or frauds or pickpockets or anything. But in Japan, it just feels so safe, and you kind of just forget about all that. You're just kind of in the moment, enjoying it, and you just feel safe. And there was like this weird moment halfway through the trip where it's just like, this is my home now. I feel so at home here. Like, everyone is so kind and welcoming, and it's just so polite. Even on the streets, if you're walking that way and they're walking this way, you're on different sides of the street. Places such as Shibuya Crossing, which are famous for their busyness, even on those, everyone is actively has this intuition of not bumping into each other or getting in each other's way. Everyone just kind of swerves around you, or like, if people be like this and then you go, oh, out the way. It's just so amazing and polite, and you feel so safe, and all the sights are so beautiful, especially the cities. Like, Tokyo itself is like 5 cities in one. Like, it is New York times 1,000. Like, it's crazy. And yeah, it's just something you have to experience sometime in your life, whether that's decades in the future or tomorrow or next month. You just have to go to Tokyo. And Kyoto has such a much more relaxed vibe, and then you've got Osaka, which is kind of a more night city. We didn't get to fully experience Osaka as much, but it had good vibes. Yeah, I highly recommend Japan. I'm gonna stop rambling now. You've seen the clip, you've seen me being so happy there, so I hope that came off. If you want to see more from me, bookish content or vlogs, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, a teaser for the next video. It is going to be my bookish Japanese translated fiction recommendations, as well as the clips from the bookstores I visited in all 3 cities. Yes, I did find bookstores in all 3 cities, and I got some books, so I'll show you those as well. But the clips from that will be in the next video, as well as some recommendations, so stick around for that. Bye!